All eyes to the tropics tonight. Laura, an historical storm that's moving towards the Gulf. It's been compared to a lot of storms in the past. That can really be helpful when you're looking at comparisons, when you're looking at similarities, when you're looking at differences, but it can also be a hindrance because no two storms are the same. At this point, Laura is a Category 4. It's possible it may intensify to Category 5 strength as it moves towards the coast. This is an incredibly healthy storm, and there is not much in its way. The only thing that could potentially cause it to weaken briefly is if the eye wall were to go through a replacement cycle. The center of the storm that looks like the donut hole, it's called the eye wall, and that's where you find the strongest winds with these. And just in the last few frames, it's begun to look less smooth. It's begun to look a little more jagged in nature. Eye walls often go through replacement cycles with the storms. They'll break down and then they'll build back up again. And it can cause some brief fluctuations, but it's not going to be enough to squash this storm completely. The center of that storm, where the strongest wind is 90 miles off the coast and is expected to make landfall around 1 a.m. tonight. The hurricane hunters just flew through the northern portion of the eye wall, and some early data coming in does look like the storm may be strengthening. As soon as I get the newest official report from the National Hurricane Center, you know I'll bring it to you. 145, that's a solid Category 4 hurricane. The most recent update from the National Hurricane Center has it forecast to reach 150 mile per hour winds. A Category 5 is at 157. So only 7 miles shy of potential Category 5 strength at landfall. Category 5 hurricane has not made landfall along the Texas-Louisiana coast in over 100 years. Significant catastrophic wind damage expected on the western side of Louisiana. Storm surge, the hugest concern all along the coast of Louisiana. Then as we head towards Thursday and Friday, we'll look at the impacts for Laura here. This is Thursday night, very windy as the center of the system, decaying but not dead, is in Arkansas. It'll take a sharp turn to the right. The impacts here in Tennessee are going to be windy, all day Friday through most of Saturday. As far as the severe potential, it depends on where the center of the system tracks, and it could be anywhere within this cone. If it's further to the north, it will decrease our severe risk. It will decrease the risk of tornadoes. If it's further to the south, it will increase the risk that we would see tornadoes. If we were to get tornadoes from this, the type that tend to be produced by tropical systems are brief, quick, and shallow, so they can be hard to identify on radar. So you want to make sure that you're ready to take action and not waiting for them. At this point, the Storm Prediction Center has identified areas west of 65 as being in the greatest risk for Friday. I will likely issue a Storm 5 alert for Friday. So action steps for you right now are stay tuned and have a way to get weather information. You do those two things and you're going to be in a good position to handle whatever Laura tosses our way. I'll have more on it coming up at 6:30. Rory?